So the UFO retrieval program, what the hell's that? Exposed by a US government whistleblower.
Now this
What's going on?
is massive.
Bro.
So when you think about like all this sort of stuff that's happened before about, whistleblowers per se, they've all sort of been low-level sort of officials, or they claim they were.
Yeah.
Now this bloke is like high up. He's got clearances that are high up in the government that for someone to him of his caliber to say
So he's got the scan card, basically.
yeah, for someone of his caliber, people are standing up and listening.
Okay, the former intelligence official David
Grush, yeah,
who led the analysis of an unexplained anomalous phenomena within the U.S. Department, has alleged that the U.S. has crafted. So look, surely to me, I'm not surprised by this, right? We've heard of all this stuff.
We've heard of all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And usually, I'll say our normal reaction is just sort of laugh it off, right? And that's what a lot of the media has done previously about UFO sort of, incidents and stuff like that. It's more like a sort of jokey sort of news story.
Mm.
This is serious because there is some legitimacy to it.
Yeah.
Right? Like the way he's talking and he was interviewed by Ross Coulthart, who's one of Australia's most respected journalists.
Yeah.
And he can Ross Coulthart has seen more because there was a lot of what he wasn't allowed to say, David Grush, in that interview.
Yeah.
Publicly, right? But Ross Coulthart knows about more of what was all said.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is something massive, I believe, because for someone of this guy's caliber, where he was, and it was just only a couple of months ago that he was part of, the high upper echelons of the US government in terms of its security and stuff like that. For him to be just coming out and saying, just blatantly just going, we've got aircraft. What? We've got 12. It's been a massive campaign of lies to the American people.
Yeah.
And he's of the attitude of come on, do a Congress hearing. Got me. Come on, I dare you to.
Has he lost his job?
I don't believe he's in his job, but I think he still has those security clearances.
Yeah, okay.
That's the thing, right?
Still
This
got
guy's
the card,
in a powerful position.
Yeah.
And that's what's different, right? Is David Grush, his claims, the way if you look at the interview, if you watch that interview, the way he says it, mate, I've seen a lot of people lying, and that guy is straight.
He seems like he's telling the truth.
Yeah, he is just. I can see that guy is telling some sort of truth there. Otherwise, he's a master at lying. But it doesn't make sense for someone in his position to be lying. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
He's so high up. What is he going to gain from this?
Yeah. No, I agree.
For him, it's everyone should know.
Yeah.
That's his thing, right? They've been hidden this whole time, and people should know about it. And that's the thing, right? I don't reckon it's so hidden amongst the American government that Congress officials don't even know. And that's why they should. Apparently, he's been questioned in private by Congress officials.
Yeah.
And none of that.
So what organization?
There's a couple. I think he states this ones that you've never heard of.
That's what I'm trying to get. Yeah.
Something called the NGA or something like that. And they're literally, and we've heard this sort of stuff before in the 80s from this bloke called Bob Lazar, where he was called in to help on reverse engineering alien-like vehicles.
Yeah.
They weren't told that they were alien-like vehicles. It's just they were doing things that creating its own gravitational field, like an object that's impossible to do, really.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating, right? What's going on with that, because what's going to happen now is Congress going to call him on his bluff and actually call an actual hearing, a public hearing on this.
Yeah.
Because if they do that, right, I believe the US government have to produce the evidence. They have to produce it. What he's talking about.
But he is not part of the US government. He doesn't work for a government organization.
I don't believe he is anymore. But I think he still has some sort of security clearance. Though.
Yeah.
So he'll know people as well. There's a lot of people that are backing him. That's another thing. There's a lot of current officials backing this guy.
Yeah.
So he's not some crazy guy. A lot of people are backing this guy and saying, yeah, man, they've been hiding it for a while, and they've been in contact and they've retrieved alien bodies.
Wait, bodies of aircraft?
So aircraft, and it says, in these aircraft there were pilots.
I want to see the bodies, man. I want to see the bodies. Okay, but we agree that, like, you know, from a statistical probability perspective, that they were aliens. I mean, like, this is not the first time we've heard of it. Yes, he's senior,
Yeah.
but this is not a shock, right?
Well, it's like last year, or might have been 2 years ago, is when the US released that report, the first ever of its kind, really, to say that there is craft up there that they don't know about.
Yeah.
They don't really know where it's come from. They don't know how it's maneuvering itself, how its propulsion engines work. Like, they've officially done this, and there was those 3 videos that were released.
Yeah.
Of military encountering this type of craft. So they've slowly started to say, this is kind of real.
Yeah.
We don't know. There's some craft up there that are doing things that defying the laws of gravity. So
if you're a government, apart from quelling like the general fear, because people are gonna fearmonger, why would, let's just say it's true? Why would you try and hide it?
I think this is twofold.
Fear theory,
I think this is twofold, right? I think it also has to do with the Americans and the way they think about like their security.
Yeah.
Right. So if they were to say, we've got these things flying around and we don't know what they are, like, then there's aliens, and then people are like, well, then aren't you the superpower in the world? Like,
but this is a whole world
trillions thing. on like,
we need to get the Avengers. Like,
don't you spend trillions on like, military, and what you're saying that's nothing compared to just a bunch of aliens coming? Like, So there's that, I believe, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to look like, that they've been like, up by something else. They're known as the military power they are in the world.
They definitely are.
So there is probably a reason to cover up for that, or I see it as they want to, and this is probably what it is that the false narratives that they put out is to sort of hide the fact that they've been reverse engineering this tech, and they're trying to use it for military purposes.
Why wouldn't you?
And trying to say, well, aliens are crazy, while they're making all these advancements in military tech. That they can, that's people like China and Russia will have no idea about.
Yeah, but the other thing is, you hear about this in US soil, and I wonder if it's just a function of the US media cycle permeating Australia more. But you mean to tell me, in the entirety of mankind, a UFO hasn't been spotted in the Chinese airspace, Russian airspace, and these guys have proper scientists as well, like really intellectual people.
I believe they have, right?
Yeah. So why do we hear nothing from any non-US country?
So there's another theory that I saw Rogan talk about.
I'm sorry. He's the head of propaganda when it comes to, I can't take anything.
No, but he's as skeptical as you, right? He's as skeptical. And like he comes at it with that skeptical eye. But what's interesting is that a lot of these sightings and stuff happened after Hiroshima. After that bomb went off.
Hold up. What year is Hiroshima?
Hiroshima, yeah.
What year?
So that was in the 1940s, I believe.
It's because pre-1940s, like,
no, but like
news, like
it exploded after that. Really, the sightings, and that makes sense. Like, the aliens are interested in our nuclear tech, right? Because they're like, oh well, these people are gonna blow themselves up.
I feel like I'm talking to Habra. Come on, man.
No, but like when you think about it, that kind of does make sense. In that, well, we just let off this bomb, which was a massive game changer for war.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, what's happening over there on that planet? What are they doing? Like, how do they get that tech for that kind of weaponry? So there probably would be. And then there's been reported, like, sightings of UFOs around military bases. Right?
Yeah.
This is when a lot of this stuff usually happens. A lot of those 3 videos that got released, they were around military bases.
They always seem to be around, like, deserts and it's not playing to this narrative.
Yeah, and, like, that's the thing, right? Like, America and Russia, the 2 biggest nuclear powers with the most nukes. So if there's any place that would be, that's why I'll say, it makes sense for America to, have a lot of this interest if they were.
Yeah.
But there's been sightings here even, man. That's the thing. There's been sightings here.
Where? In Northern Territory. Like, there's definitely none in Bankstown.
In Sydney. Dude, like the other day, even my brother was
go.
driving home. And
Here we go.
He literally saw a light go bang, boom, down like that, like half a second. So
Can't do it. All right, but have you seen the videos of the Las Vegas stuff?
Oh.
That's fake.
No.
That is fake, man. That is fake. That is fake. Okay, Try and find the video and we'll superimpose it down here just to see it. But you talk like the one that looks like a Venom-like character, right? Have you seen that one though?
No.
You haven't seen that one?
I've seen the one with the zoomed in and the bot, like, you know.
It's fake, man.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, right?
Yeah, it's fake.
There's a lot to point that it could be fake.
Yeah.
But there's a lot around this, which is a bit weird.
Bro, it's fake.
To me, the body cam footage of the police officer that was somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like probably a block away from where and the like that's pretty. And there's been numerous of those videos
it could be a satellite getting shot out. Like it could be multitude.
It could be that. But then for that to happen and straight away there's a call.
Yeah.
Saying there's like there's 10-foot alien beings in my backyard. And it's weird like that family. So I've heard a lot about that family in the past week where it's like, well, you know, everyone's saying that we're hiding, but like we're right here, and then like the latest thing is that they're actually not there anymore.
What do you mean?
At that house, they've been taken away,
abducted.
Because it's a bit of a risk now because they don't want to come outside because those reporters are outside.
Yeah, okay.
And they've had enough. They don't want to talk to reporters and stuff like that. So, to me, when I watch that video of when they're like sort of, it's like really like when they're in the backyard, right, and then like, they're sort of looking out, and there's like people there. There's something about the way that like the dad or the brother, whatever, looks back at the camera and is just like you know, the way he describes it.
Yeah.
There's something about that feels real to me. And like if I were to look on people's reactions, what they are, and that's what I feel to me is the real part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's blurry footage and you can see things going moving around there, but like that's hard to really like, you know, really see whether that's real or not. I mean, you could see a shape of it with some eyes blinking. Yeah. But it could be anything, really.
Yeah.
But it does...
I don't think you've seen the one that I'm talking about, but it looked really fake. It looked like a Venom-like character.
No, I've seen this other... I've seen the other video that was... It was literally like...
That's the backyard one, right?
The backyard, and then looking at the tractors that are in the backyard.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
And there's like 2 or 3 tractors.
Yeah.
And then you can see like through one of the glasses, you can see the thing.
Okay, actually, put that on, like, because I definitely haven't seen it, but I don't know, man. Like, look, 50-50, fair play. Look, there has to...
it makes sense, right? Because everyone's like, why isn't there a 4K video
exactly
up close?
We've got so much
but
footage.
When you think about it, right? Like, say if there was, and that's a massive backyard. If you look at the dimensions of the place, right? It's a massive backyard. Say you see one of them in your backyard. Are you going to go straight to it and take a selfie? Well, hell no. Because the way that the guy described it was like...
Was that a security camera that was taking it? It looked like a security camera of sorts.
Which one?
Oh, the one that took the footage. Because it was a infrared, like not infrared. It was a phone.
It was a phone, yeah. So you might have seen different footage. I'll show you the actual one.
We're talking about different footage.
Yeah, I'll show you different footage. So, like the one that was on the phone, and like, look, I would be scared to go up to something that they describe 10 feet tall, big eyes, and like sharp razory sort of teeth. Hell yeah, I'd be like, why would I go there? Like, I'll do that from afar, like, you know.
Yeah.
And there's some weird stuff around like the property where there's like scratch marks and weird glyph scratch mark. Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
So people are like, and the guy who's originally did the call, like, he's like, can you please stop like annoying me? Like, I don't want anything. I don't want a cloud. I'm like, my family's sick of this. Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's something with this that, like, with what it was in the sky and all that sort of stuff, and even maybe it's got something to do with the David Grush stuff as well.
It's just
right, the timing of, because there's another thing, right? Like we can talk about is people think this whole thing, everything, UFOs, all a hoax. Yeah, it's part of this big project to, you know, make it look like there's UFOs when there isn't, and then they stage this fake, you know, alien invasion. It's going to be done with holograms and explosions. And, which is a far out theory. But, I don't know. I think there is something to it.
Yeah, okay. Look,
I'm not quite sure.
I'm going to look down the barrel of the camera. This is public service announcement 1, because like Conor McGregor is going to get what's coming in here. Look at the US government. Look, a UFO, by definition, is an unidentified flying object. Doesn't have to be of alien nature. It's just unidentified, but it could be. Just tell them you have it. We need to move on, because as far as I'm concerned, we've got much bigger fish to fry. Look, the AI is going to get us before these damn UFOs at this rate, all right? Like, I'm all freaked out about that.
Combine the aliens.
We have hyperinflation going on here. All right, I'm sorry. I'm not worried about these fucking creatures until we see them. Until I see them on 4K. There's enough good cameras out there. Nada.
Thing is, if you see, I'm feeling if you saw it on 4K,
I would run.
People would still
fucking run.
Run where?
All right? My zoom only goes up to like 50 meters, all right? On an APS-C camera, all right? I'm running, all right? I'm running. But this alien stuff, don't have time for it. There's just too much going on, all right? Just admit you have it. We know you have it. Russia has it. China have it. They all have some version of alien encounter. Let's just move on, all right? Because we need to band together if these guys really hate us, all right?
That's part of the project, is that everyone bands together and then
That's it.
it's like, creates one world government.
See, maybe this is what we need to get us together. Never know. There's some 4D shit going on, man. What if America's the one planting this? You know, I'm done. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Okay. We need to move on. A lot of alien chatter.